You guys always hear the news. The economy could be shrinking, the tariffs are bad. Especially if you are in life science, you can also hear the news about decreased funding for life science academics. But regardless which industry you're in, when you hear the news about shrinking economy, you think that it's a bad news for you because you will be selling more as a marketer, as a business developer, as a salesperson, as a lead generation agency. But in reality, it doesn't matter. And let me show you why you can and why you can sell more in a shrinking market. I'll give you a very solid argument, and let me show you how you can sell more in a shrinking market or in any market for that reason. So this is the type of news that you see, like uh, this is for cuts for NIH funding. You can also look at the news. This is another news element. This is from Silent saying like, hey, in 2025 you get less funding for academic research. So the whole point is that the pie is shrinking, there is less money to go around, and that's why theoretically on the surface level we will be selling less, we will be struggling, it will be hard to sell our products. But this picture is missing two nuances. And the first nuance is the market share of the product that you are selling, the market share of the product or service that I'm selling, what we are selling. What's the market share? Let's have a look at that. So this is the first nuance. Even like when you look at this picture from Siley, it's like, yeah, there is less funding in 2025, for example, comparing to 2024. But we looking at $4 billion a year funding, right? And when you're looking at total economy, the total pie is massive. So when let's look at the market share of the products we're selling. And this is the product here on the left that I like doing my demonstrations about, doing my video calls about. Just a cool little product. This is, if you're not in life science, this is what life scientists use to freeze cells. You see this test tube, so they go in this cool cell container, and it allows for steady rate of freezing, just so you know what it is. So when you put a container, such a cool cell device, this foam thing, in a -80 freezer, the cells freeze at a steady rate where they don't die, and then once they are defrosted, they can be recovered. So this is a new product. It's not new. It's been around since 2017, 2018. So it's been around for like 6, 7 years. And this is the older product that this new product is replacing. So first thing, realize that when you are in the marketing, in the sales, and business development position, you are selling new and innovative products. You're not selling products that are already there, that are dominating the market. You're selling new products that are coming into market, and they don't have the full market share of they don't dominate 90% of the market. They just hold small percentage of the market share. So let's look what's market share of this Corning Cool Cell device. Put a couple of bookmarks here. So this is Google Scholar, and if we look at number of publications since 2022, it's 1,000 publications since 2022. So this is just kind of gives you an idea of how many people use this cool cell. Let's look at how many people use Mr. Frosty. Since 2022, we're looking at 3,000. So I put this data here. I think I put since 2021, but like we're looking at 1,200 arbitrary units of market share versus 4,000. So here is a simple math. What happens when so here's a simple math. So we have 1,200 for one product, 4,000 for another one, market share of 5,000. Let's say market shrinks by 20%. And in terms of the global economy, if the economy shrinks by 20%, that's a disaster. So this is never going to happen. Even 10%, this is like Trump's going to be out of, like, he's going to get impeached if the American economy shrinks by 20%, even by 10%. So 20% is the maximum we can go for. So let's say the market shrinks by 20%, the total arbitrary units of market share go from 5,000 to 4,000. But look, if you're selling this new and innovative product that still holds very small percentage of market share, you have a massive room for growth, because you can grow twice, 3 times, 4 times with your product because it's holding a really small percentage of market share, comparing to that shrinkage that's potentially can be happening because of reduced funding or tariffs or anything else. So first of all, yes, you can sell more. There's no reason why you shouldn't be selling more. Now let's just look at the other nuance of this, and it's going all in with lead generation. Because We think that we are all in. We're thinking that we put in 100% effort, but in reality, are we really putting 100% effort? These are types of lead generation channels people typically use. My thing are called emails. Some people are going with cold calling. Some people are good at networking at conferences. Some people are going at ads. But with each, and everyone has their own preferred lead generation channel. One sec, a sip of water. So let's say if you're doing ads, are you already at plateau with your ads? If you put more money, are you gonna have diminishing returns or no return on investment? If you're sending cold emails, are you contacting everyone every 3 to 6 months? Yes or no? If you're networking, are you already at every single networking event? And if you honestly ask yourself that question, most likely you're not. Let me show you an example that I was looking at my mirror. So I had a client about a year ago started working with me, and I started selling their reagent for life science research. And my default setting, the way I preferred to send cold emails, I preferred to really research the customers and send the cold emails to exactly the right people that want that product, could potentially use that product. So I used to send really small batches of cold emails, and it paid off because it had higher reply rate with such setting. But I would typically send 200 cold emails per week for a product. And as I kept working with that client, I realized, hey, I realized the client is staying. I shouldn't do that research every week. Let's just create a master list. Let's create a list of everyone who could potentially use that product. And I realized, hey, there's like 25,000 people I can contact. So instead of sending 200 cold emails per week, I could easily send 6,000. I could easily send 1,000. Like I can 5x my lead generation effort, and if I decide to send those cold emails not every 6 months but every 3 months, I can send 2,000 cold emails. I can 10x lead generation effort just within the lead generation channel that I'm using right now. So whatever your favorite lead generation channel is, if you're a marketer, you're probably running ads or you're creating content, you can easily go 10x in most cases. Like some of you already at like that plateau, but not everyone. If you're sending cold emails, are you sending everyone? Are you contacting everyone 3 to 6 months? I don't know if anyone's using direct mail, webinars. It's like content creation, cold calling. Are you redialing all numbers once a week, once every 2 weeks? Market shrinking doesn't matter. You can still 10x your lead generation effort until you plateau. And another thing that comes from this lead generation kind of overview picture that I have here is that, hey, you are using one lead generation channel right now that's your favorite. What about the other channels? Like if you are a marketer and if you're using ads, are cold emails appropriate for your product? Maybe you can go do networking. If you're doing networking, maybe you can add cold emails or conferences. These guys at Corning that were selling Cool Cell, they had amazing person in Melbourne when I was working there, promoting this product among local labs, and people were embracing this product really well, but I don't think they ever used cold emails to sell this product. So if you're selling this product and you want to double your sales, well, just go cold emails, do ads. Just like there's lots of new communication channels that can be added. So that's the summary. One of the pictures from the movies. The market shrinking, pick up the phone and start dialing, you will sell more.